Does age matter?
The politically correct answer is no, but the right answer I think is yes. I think entrepreneurship is really hard and takes a lot out of a founder's life. It is not so much age but energy, I would say, which does tend to get correlated with age. I have found that entrepreneurs who are 25 to 40 years old tend to have that energy for the long run. You're expecting a 10-year marathon at sprint speed. So it takes a lot out of you. And it's a combination. So age is just one proxy for that energy. Hunger is another proxy for that energy. Someone who has already achieved a lot in their careers might not have the willingness to put in the hard yards because they have less to prove. So I mean, we all have our and as with everything else, there are plenty of entrepreneurs, 50-year-olds who have created great businesses. So I'm only answering directionally and not specifically. But I do think there is a correlation between age and energy, and hunger and energy as well. That people who have a lot to prove tend to run harder and tend to be more resilient. What happens is if you're already financially very well off, or financially well off, I have a caveat for the really rich as well, which I'll shortly give. But if you've already achieved quite a bit, if you're a VP in IBM, chances are when things are not working out, you'd throw in the towel and say, let me go back to a job. If you're a 28-year-old who has everything left to prove, when things are not going well, you don't have those options. Your opportunity cost is very, very low. So you tend to continue working on it. The caveat, in fact, was pointed out by Alok to me, and he really opened my mind to it. I tended to have a bias against very rich entrepreneurs. People who are second-generation entrepreneurs, come from multi-millionaire families, business families in particular. I used to think that they might not have the hunger. In my experience, their hunger comes from a different source. Their hunger comes from the desire to outdo their parents and the desire to prove that they can create a business on their own and not only inherit a business from the parent. So there I have changed my mind quite a bit. But in terms of, I have not seen scenarios where very senior corporate executives have been very successful in India. There's also another issue, the level of support that very senior corporate executives are used to is large. So I think it takes 2 years to get used to the fact that you have to do your own travel bookings in a startup, and that you don't have an executive assistant who will, even simple things like managing your calendar. In a startup, the fundamental law of startups is chaos. Right? Your calendar is not in your control. You are the boss, but you cannot control your calendar. Everybody else, your senior management, your engineers, your VCs, everybody else controls your calendar but yourself.
Hey there, I'm Kshitij Saxena, founder of Relentless VC. The video you just watched is part of the venture capital and entrepreneurship specialization, which is available absolutely for free on relentless.ventures. Go check it out. If you're a tech startup founder and want to raise money from us, you should apply on our website. Lastly, if you like this video, do subscribe and share it with your friends.